Hi everyone, I'm Laura Nicola. I'm your faithful therapist. Thank you for joining me. Today's video is on spiritual direction versus counseling and how to decide which one to start with. So I mostly see faith-based people in counseling. And so I'm usually answering questions once they come to counseling about this, but I get asked all the time on the phone or an email about, how do I decide to come to you, a faith-based counselor, or seek out spiritual direction? So this video is going to kind of just talk about a few points about that. So first, it's understandable that most people want to go to their church first, as a kind of a first line of contact to seek out help. I get it. It totally makes sense and it's totally fine, right? People have a more personal relationship with their priest or a deacon or, a leader in their church as opposed to some random person on psychology.com. Understandable. The problem is that clergy and staff of the church are trained in spiritual health and not mental health. So usually the first thing that I suggest is reflecting on, okay, the root of my issues, is it more spiritual based or is it more mental health related? Now this can be tricky sometimes, right? Like, am I feeling depressed because I don't have a close relationship with God? Or do I not have a close relationship with God because I'm feeling depressed? Or am I struggling with, scrupulosity of going to confession because I have OCD? Or, do I not have the proper catechesis of what confession actually is? Or do I struggle sitting through church because I don't have a strong enough faith life? Or is it because I have ADD? You get the idea. It's kind of a chicken or the egg, like what comes first, right? Mental health or spiritual health. So when deciding whether or not to go to counseling or spiritual direction, rest assured that there's no wrong answer. And this is why. If you go to the church first and you start working with a priest or a deacon or somebody, and all of a sudden, like what you're talking about is out of their scope, I would hope that they would suggest that you seek out counseling. The same is true for when people come to me in counseling, and all of a sudden it becomes a little bit more spiritual based and it's out of my scope of competence. It's my job to suggest you to go seek out spiritual direction or to go to your church. So if you aren't quite sure when reflecting on, what's the root of this? Is it spiritual based or mental based? It's okay to just try one and, hope that the person that you're meeting with refers you to the right person if it's, in fact, mental health, if you're going to your priest, or vice versa when going to a counselor. So hopefully you just kind of, feel like you can make a leap and do that. And probably if you're watching this, like there is some question on, whether or not, you should seek out help. So I'm really grateful for you being here and, kind of trying to make that decision. It takes a lot of courage, and vulnerability and humility in finding help. And so I'm just grateful that you're here and I'm grateful that you're trying. And again, rest assured that either way, you'll be put in the right hands. So let me know in the comments below, if you've sought out spiritual direction, if you sought out counseling, if there's kind of confusion still about, faith-based counseling versus, finding a priest to talk to. I want to know. So please leave me comments. Also be sure to subscribe below. I really appreciate all of the subscriptions. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on Facebook for additional tips and insights. And as always, I'm just thankful for you. So many blessings. Okay, take care.